Bradley Beal had his first healthy season for the Wizards in quite some time, and he gave them the best season he's had in the NBA so far, and I think he has the potential for this upcoming NBA season to be one of the best scorers in the NBA. I'm talking 28, 29 points per game. I think Beal has that sort of potential. This previous season, 23 points, 48% from the field, 40% from three, while also taking about 7 threes a game. And immediately what stands out to Beal for me is just his ability to play off the ball. Running around screens and just getting that little bit of daylight to get a shot up over the defense. He's kind of like a 2017 version of Richard Hamilton because three-pointers are more important than mid-range today. Although when we talk about mid-range, he actually shot 49% between the three-point line and the paint this previous season, which means if he even has a little bit of comfort from around 16, 17 feet, you lay off of him just a little bit, it's probably going to drop in. And I think this is the sort of thing that really allows you to go crazy with your point totals, is when you can just hit a shot from everywhere on the floor. And we're looking at his footage here of his Game 7 against the Boston Celtics, where he put up, nearly 40 points, and how some of the shots he hit either allowed the Wizards to stay in the game, or at some point you thought the Wiz were actually going to win this game against the Celtics if it wasn't for Kelly Olynyk going bananas. I also really like his new willingness to attack the paint, where he also is good. And this area is really important to me because this is the sort of thing that would suggest he can get to the free throw line a lot. And that would be the two big things when it comes to scoring for him, would be his three-point shooting, which he's got all the potential to be one of the best three-point shooters ever, really, with the rate that he's going. But then if he can get to the free throw line and draw contact, that's going to allow him to just put up easy points. This previous season, he only shot around 4 free throws a game. I really expect that to go up as his career continues here, as long as the injuries do not plague him. Because I believe with his athleticism and skill with the ball in his hands, he really can be someone who's just attacking the basket. And if you have a guy who's awesome from three, can hit anything from mid-range and attack the rim, this could be a lethal scorer, man. We already saw the potential of it in this series against the Celtics. Ability to hit contested three-pointers is also something that's huge in today's NBA. So Beal has all the tools, we just have to see him hopefully just stay on the floor. I also want to talk about his potential to develop an all-around game. When it comes to his playmaking, given that he plays with John Wall, the guy who's going to be having the ball the majority of the time for the Wizards, I'm not going to want him to get up to like 4 or 5 assists a game. I mean, I do think he can get some improvement there, but if he just remains at his 3.5 assists like he's at right now, I honestly wouldn't kill him too much for it. I think he has other avenues to where he can impact the game outside of his scoring that's not just as a playmaker. That being said, if he can be a guy who you can entrust with the ball in his hands a bit more often when John Wall is not in the game, that can of course be a very good thing for the Wizards, but that's really not the avenue I'm looking at. One thing I'm looking at is his defense. He has all the physical tools of someone who can be a difference maker defensively. Maybe not a lockdown guy just because, he's 5 years in the league at this point. And I would say he's already good on that side of the floor, but I do think he has another level to get to, just given that his strength as well as athleticism for a shooting guard. I'm surprised his rebounding is so low. 3 boards a game. I feel like he's a guy who could average 6 or 7 rebounds a game just by kind of wanting to do it. Sure, Marcin Gortat may take up some space down low, but I really hope Beal can be more of a rebounder, kind of like what Avery Bradley did this previous season, where he just decided to grab more rebounds. So, I do put some stock in Beal's ability to develop as an all-around player. I think as a rebounder and as a defensive player, he definitely has another level to get to, and I don't think it's too much to ask of him to do those things. But the scoring, of course, is the most exciting thing for this guy. The three-point shooting, 7 attempts a game, shooting 40% is just ridiculous. And then being a ball handler who can attack inside and finish at the rim, but also just get to the free throw line more often. Be a very good mid-range shooter who can get open off of screens where he can shoot nearly 50%. He's got the craftiness and the athleticism. I think Beal has another level to get to, and I think as long as he's healthy, he's going to do it for the Wizards.